Welcome everyone, welcome to Schemes and News series by Clarity for Sure courses. So in this session we are going to discuss about different scheme under the Ministry of Finance which will going to play as a game changer in your RBI Grade B preparation. So introduction of any financial inclusion scheme in our country by the government is basically based on three pillars, that are banking the unbanked, funding the unfunded, and serving the unserved and the undeserved. With this, let's discuss our very first scheme, that is your Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, which is being launched since August 2014. Many a times you have must gone through this scheme, but you must many of you don't know that this scheme provides to open a small account that is also known as Chota Khata without any formal ID card, which is valid for 12 months, and it is also extendable if provided proof of ID application submission. Secondly, it provides accident insurance coverage of rupees 2 lakh for the accounts which are being opened after August 2018. It also provides an overdraft facility to the eligible account holders. They can avail the overdraft facility after 6 months of the opening of account with condition rupees 10,000 and without any condition rupees 2,000. Secondly, its scheme linkage, when it covers the Jan Dhan accounts, serve as an access point for the different scheme. It links different scheme with the Jan Dhan accounts like Pradhan Mantri Atal Pension Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, etc. Coming to the important facts of this scheme, 56 crore Jan Dhan accounts have been opened since in these 11 years. 67% accounts are opened in rural and semi-urban areas, where 56% of the account are female shareholders, and the average deposit is rupees 4,768. It is also being recognized by the Guinness World Record to open 18,96,130 accounts in its initial phase during 1 week. And the tagline of this scheme is Mera Khata Bhagya Vidhata. This was the sum up of Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Coming to our next scheme, the Jan Suraksha scheme, which is a sum up of three basic Jan Suraksha scheme: Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, and the third one is your Atal Pension Yojana. Coming to the very first, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, which is being implemented by LIC, and it covers insurance coverage of death due to any cause with an eligibility age criteria of 18 to 50 years, and the annual premium here is rupees 436. For pro rata premium, it is allowed for mid-year entry also, and these are the following amount which you have to pay in mid-year entry. 23.63 crore enrollments are being there, where it has the highest claim ratio with 3.9% because it covers insurance covers of all causes of death. Second is Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, which is being implemented by any public general insurance company, and it covers the accidental death or disability cover due to any cause within the age of 18 to 70 years. And here the coverage is 1 year, and you can renew it again between 1st June to 31st of July with an annual premium of just rupees 23. Here when we talk about coverage, in case of death or full disability, it provides insurance of rupees 2 lakh. In case of partial disability, it provides insurance of rupees 1 lakh with a total enrollment of 51.06 crore. Secondly, it has the lowest claim ratio with 0.3% because it just only covers the insurance coverage only on accidental death or partial or full disability. Third one is Atal Pension Yojana, which is being implemented by the PFRDA. Secondly, it provides guaranteed monthly pensions to the subscriber between 1,000 to 5,000 after reaching a premium age of 60 years. and the eligibility age criteria is 18 to 40 years for enrollment, where you can contribute monthly, quarterly or half yearly. In case of death of the subscriber turning before the age of 60, the spouse may continue the contribution until the subscriber would have turned the age of 60, and on death after 60, the accumulated corpus will be returned to the nominee itself. Here 7.66 crore subscribers have enrolled till date, where 47% of there is female share, which is a good indicator of women empowerment also. This was the sum up of Jan Suraksha schemes. This is our RBI Grade B Phase 1 Panch Sutra plan, which is going to help you a lot in securing a very good position in the Phase 1 of RBI Grade B 2025. So join Clarity for Sure RBI Grade B Phase 1 Panch Sutra plan. Jumping to our next scheme, that is your Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, the Micro Units Development and Refinance Agency, which was being launched on 8th of April 2015 with an objective of funding the unfunded by providing them collateral free loans up to 20 lakh to the non-corporate or income generating enterprises. And it has, the loan criteria is being divided into 4 parts, that is Shishu, Kishore, Tarun and Tarun Plus, in which Tarun Plus category was being added in the year 2024. The total sanctioned amount as on 21st of March 2025 is 52.37 crore, where 33.65 lakh crore the amount is being disbursed. It has a greater emphasis on women borrowers. The large shareholder of this scheme is the women borrowers, than minority borrowers. The loan amounts under Shishu, Kishore, Tarun and the Tarun categories, where it has also 11.58 lakh crore disbursement amount to the marginalized community, SC, ST and the other backward classes. So the special initiatives have been taken for this scheme, that is your Credit Guarantee Fund for Micro Units, established in the year 2016 to back the Mudra loan. Second special initiative was being taken by the interest subvention of 2% on the Shishu loan in the financial year 2020-21 under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. Coming to our next scheme, that is your Stand Up India scheme, which was being launched on 5th of April 2016 with an objective to facilitate the bank loans to the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and the women entrepreneurs to set up the greenfield enterprises, and they provided composite loan between 10 lakh to 1 crore through the scheduled commercial banks. The total amount sanctioned is till date, that is your 17 March 2025, is 61,020.41 crore. It covers 85% of the project cost, that is your 85% means term loan plus working capital, and the loan is repayable within 7 years. It has impacted a greater emphasis on financial empowerment for the traditionally unrepresented groups of the society. It has recognized as a transformative initiative enabling for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and the women entrepreneurs to generate their business ideas too. Third is, next scheme is Digi Dhan Mission, which was introduced in December 2016 after demonetization, and the nodal ministry was Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, with a purpose to promote the digital payment ecosystem and move toward digital payments with the less cash economy, and the target area was to encourage the citizens of the country and the merchants to move to a cashless economy. The objectives of the scheme was universal access to digital payment system, seamless, convenient and the secure transactions with using UPI, RuPay and QR code adoptions. The key feature of the scheme was cashless payment modes, which was being covered by different apps. Moving forward with the next scheme, that is your Kisan Credit Card, which was being introduced in the year 1998 and extended in 2004 which was being revised again in 2012 under the TM Bhashan Committee for simplification and issuance of the e-Kisan credit cards. Here it provided a short-term farmer loan. When we talk about fixation of the credit limit, for the farmers who are non-marginal, in first year the scale of finance into area plus 10% of their consumption with 20% the maintenance charge with addition of insurance cost. In 2 to 5 years, 1 year limit with 10% escalation with term loan component. For multiple crops it is different, for term loans it is again different, and the flexible limit for the marginal farmer was 10,000 to 50,000 for flexible Kisan credit card for their cultivation, including post harvesting, consumption and small allied activities. Coming to the tie-ups, security tie-ups, up to rupees 1 lakh there was no collateral or margin, with tie-up up to 3 lakh without collateral. And if we don't talk about tie-up, the collateral free loan under the Kisan credit card given was 2 lakh rupees. It also it adopted a uniform adoption across different banks with short-term loan up to rupees 3 lakh eligible under the interest subvention scheme also. Coming to our next scheme, that is your Ease 1.0 to Ease 7.0, which was here it was in news with PSB Manthan, and you must know about, with exams point of view, you must know about Ease 7.0 and its different themes, that is your banking towards Viksit Bharat, excellence in the customer service, new age technology and advanced capabilities, risk fraud management and collections, and also the recovery and the employment development. A separate video in our YouTube channel of Clarity for Sure is there for Ease 1.0 to Ease 7.0. You may go through that video in detail. Coming to our next topic, the next scheme, that is your Bima Sakhi Yojana, which was being introduced on 9th of December 2024 by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi under the Ministry of Rural Development with implementation with LIC. And the basic objective of issuing this scheme was women empowerment, financial inclusion and last mile delivery of insurance services, where the eligibility was any women aged 18 to 70 years with minimum 10th pass requirement was being there, and a special training of 3 years was being provided to them to act as Bima Sakhi, where they also got a monthly stipend in these first 3 years, and they were eligible to become LIC agents. They can also grow into roles like development officers. The special feature of this Bima Sakhi Yojana was that Bima Sakhis are appointed at Gram Panchayat level, linking with the self-help groups and the local women networks. The benefits of this scheme was women empowerment, greater insurance awareness, trust-based the local outreach, and it also boosted the financial literacy and the financial inclusion. The next scheme is NPS Vatsalya scheme. So this scheme was announced in the Union Budget 2024-25 and it was being launched officially on 18th of September 2024 and the regulatory authority body was PFRDA, the Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority. To escalate the early saving habit, this scheme was being introduced with an objective of encouraging the early saving habit and providing financial security for the minors and support the pension society by 2047 vision, where the Indian citizens, NRIs and OCIs below 18 years, that is or minors, were eligible, and the account was being opened in the name of minor but it was being operated by the guardian itself, and after turning the age of 18, the rule of NPS Tier 1 was applicable, including the exit and annuity norms. And talking about the the death and guardian succession, if the minor dies before turning the age of 18, the corpus is being paid to the guardian itself or the nominee being selected, and if the guardian dies, the new guardian can be registered as per the procedure of the NPS Vatsalya. Coming to the fee criteria, it was same as the standard of NPS, that is CRA maintenance, transaction charges, etc., where the revised CRA charges are applicable from October 2025. Here the tax benefit was also being provided for the eligible for tax deduction under the Income Tax Act. Coming to our last scheme for today's session, that is your One Nation and One RRB. In India, it was total 196 RRB in the year 2005, which was merged gradually into 43 RRB as of 2025 to improve the efficiency and scale. And this One Nation, One RRB was being proposed by the Vyas Committee, which was formed in the year 2001 to consolidate the RRB into fewer, stronger and regionally sustainable entities, where the RRB must have to maintain the CRAR of 9%, that is Basel aligned, and the regulators of One Nation, One RRB was RBI, NABARD, Government of India under the Ministry of Finance, state governments and the sponsored bank, where the recapitalization ratio is 50% for the center, 15% for the state and 35% for the sponsored bank. The basic objective of this One Nation, One RRB was to strengthen the capital base, standardize the technology and operation, enhance the rural credit for agriculture, MSME, self-help group, and reduce the overhead and improve the HR policies. And the last was to promote the financial inclusion, financial literacy with sustainability. Here, it has achieved a significant reduction in number of the RRB, which improved the digital penetration and stronger balance sheet in merging the entities. It has also faced some challenges in HR and staff integration, etc. So, this was all about One Nation, One RRB. And it was all about today's session. I hope you must have understood all of the scheme I have discussed. Go through the video very thoroughly. Join our Panchsutra RBI Grade B Phase 1 plan to prepare very nicely and thoroughly for your Phase 1 in RBI Grade B 2025. Subscribe our YouTube channel, join us on Telegram and also follow us on Instagram. Thank you. That's all for today.